Hi and welcome back to the TheStoneRanger. A little bit of an impromptu stone carving session. Only going to have 45 minutes an hour. So my wife's on the phone. My daughter's doing her EPQ. Got a little bit of time to myself. I've got a fire going down at the bottom of the garden where I've been tidying up, and I thought I need to finish Spudman. I'll do a bit of carving, and I thought why not make it live so you can all join me. So it's Friday night. I've got myself a cup of tea. And I thought we'll do a bit of carving up. So I'm going to sharpen some chisels. I'm going to finish this Spudman up, hopefully, in the next 45 minutes, hour. You can let me know what you think about it. I'll just spin you around. Let's get you a better angle on there. See what you think to that. So it looks a little bit different. If you're on last time, it's starting to look a little bit different now. So you can see, just started, before I decided to go live, to put a bit of pencil marking where I need to tighten up the angles. I'll sharpen my pencil, mark it up. So yeah, I need to tighten up that there. That can stay. These bits on the Mohican I need to get sharper. I don't mind so much on here. Maybe a little bit there, a little bit on the beard definitely. We're going to tighten that up. And start doing a bit there, a little bit there. Definitely on the moustache. So I want to widen this out. He's starting to look like a happy chap. I've had a little tidy up in the workshop today. It's got this carving on Sunday, so I've been tidying up a little bit. That's why I'm having a fire. Loads of bits of scrap bits of wood. Chopping up, get them out of the way. When I'm not tapping with the hammer, you might hear the fire going. It's the first time I've ever done a carving on a Friday night. I would imagine everyone's at the pub. So if truth be told, one of the reasons I've gone live as well as having a little bit of time is I've got this long carving on Sunday for the Chesterfield. If you follow the channel, you know all about it. If you don't, a brief little bit of information is I'm doing a stone carving for Chesterfield Football Club to raise money for the Ernie Moss Memorial and the Garden Memorial on Sunday. And it's going to take me 4 or 5 hours of carving. I start to get a little bit nervous about it today. So what do you do when you're nervous about doing a live stone carving? You go live to do a little bit more stone carving to just make yourself feel better. So no, I just thought it might steady the nerves if I just come on, finish this up. I've enjoyed doing this. I was live doing it on Wednesday night. I was moving a lot of material, so I didn't really get to do much detail, but I did a little bit this morning. I've had a day off today before I took my daughter to college. I had an hour and a half just in my shed carving away. A little bit tidying up this afternoon. Oh, there's number one. First time I've hit the camera tonight. How many minutes did that take me? 4.5. I wonder if we'll get any of the irregular viewers on. They won't be expecting it. getting a bit wide, that's getting a bit better. I'm just trying to get this shape. This moustache is a bit big in a minute, so I'm just trying to trim that down. Yeah, I've had a right good tidy. If I could spin the camera around properly, I would. But I've had a right good tidy up in the workshop today. It feels lovely. I even got the airline out and everything's had a good airline. Move around. I've bought a new light up from the other workshop. It just feels nice. It feels like I'm getting ready for Sunday. Nice tidy up. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you say hello. Let's get that in there. Such a happy looking chap. Got quite doughy eyes. He's like he's I'm trying to sort them out a little bit. I'm just not sure how to yet. A couple of messages today about where to buy chisels from and what chisels I'm using. And what a great time to ask that question, seeing as though we've got the exclusive discount at Southern Stone. So if you are in the market for some chisels, there's a video on the channel only released a couple of weeks ago, if even a couple of weeks ago, 10 days with a discount code. So any chisels you want to buy, go to the Southern Stone website, go to checkout. I'll ask you for a promotion code if you've got one, and you'll find that code at the end of my video. It's titled discount code, I think it is. So it's a code I tried to get to give a little bit back to the people that watch the channel. So it's not like one of these codes you get where people make money off it. I forget the name of it. So no, I don't make any money for each sale. It's just all for you guys. And I suppose I'm me if I want to buy some tools. But at the moment, I'm alright for chisels. We see 13 people are on. That's nice. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you drop a comment in saying hello. Like I say, it's not a scheduled live. I think that helps with the moustache there, just making it a little bit, not as much in it. Might could even go a bit more, I feel. Because the question is, would you know it's spud man? Let's have a little swap. A little bit of shape there. How's that? I'm getting somewhere. So I put this bit of texture on here. Still need to do some more work to it. But if you can see, okay, if I've got the light in. Yes, I still need to do a bit of work on this texture. So I've been using the point. So what I like to do is use the point, then run across with a larger chisel, just taking the tops off it with the bigger hammer, and then just maybe go back in with the point and just start getting it a nice consistent. Just keep going at it a bit, but I like to get it in there first so I can see it, because I'll keep working away around the outside if I see any points. So then I'll bit more time on this outside, a bit more texture, and really get this circle on the outside right. It's not quite right in places. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'll see if it works. See, this Mohican's a little bit where you're doing the lettering and you do that natural angle. I need to make them steeper. Another thing, if you're new to the channel, what we do is on a Wednesday night we always have a live carving session, and people sending pictures of stuff they're working on. So if you're only just stumbling across this channel, make sure you come and join us on a Wednesday night, or even if you can't join us, send in what you're working on. They'll the email addresses in the channel information. That's a stretch. The channel information. Send it in. We'll have a little chat about it as we're carving. So I normally carve for about 2 hours on a Wednesday, and about 8 o'clock, halfway through, we'll stop. We'll have a look at some pictures if I remember to put them on the right phone, which is another story. And then after, at the end of the video, and it's all been published, I'll put the pictures up on the community page, so let everyone have a really good close look at them. I've had some great stuff. We had a Green Man, a young chap did, who's doing his apprenticeship. He was asking how much we charge for it. People have really liked that. There's some mushrooms in which look great. It's like a whole selection of mushrooms, different sizes, from one of the channel members. Not a Friday night is obviously not a good night for getting thumbs up on your videos. I've not got a single one. All the regulars must be out. Strange angle that I'm trying to lean around the camera. Another thing you'll notice about this channel, again if you're new, it's a very smooth operation. It's a professional setup. I think last Wednesday I was carving for 2 hours and I only knocked into the camera with my hammer 6 times. So, I mean, I know, it's impressive. Yeah, so this carving is just a bit of fun. It's not for any reason, just nice sometimes just to have a little fun. Put my brush down. If any of you are into football, it's got a few football badges to cut or crests to carve coming up. I'm doing the Man United one for somebody soon, and Nottingham Forest next month, and obviously the Chesterfield one you all know about on Sunday. The one what's got me a little bit nervous. Nerves are a good thing, it means you're trying hard. I'm also writing some wording from a favourite singer of mine on a piece of stone. Some of the lyrics from one of his songs. I don't know if you've ever heard of Zach Bryan. So if I wasn't live, I'd be listening to some music. YouTube doesn't like it. One of my videos even got told it wasn't allowed to be viewed in Russia for copyright reasons. This is a bit mental. Not sure if I have a big fan base in Russia, to be honest with you. Don't have many people anyway. We've got 3 people watching. How is that? Out of the 3 people watching, is it starting to come to life? sure I've got the right angle for you. I'm still not convinced about that Mohican with the angles, but I don't want to just keep taking more and more. Anything, it's these bits. This side is not there. Just muttering to myself. Can you hear the fire in the background? Starting my spring clean. I've just had a message from Royal Mail. There's a delivery on the way, and I'm hoping that's a set of chisels I've ordered. I know I said I wasn't in the market for any more chisels, but they're just a cheap set off eBay, which I thought I'd do a little review on. Where's the... There we go. Quite like the length in the bottom here. It's just the sides I want to sharpen up. Again. Swig of that drink. Anybody got any tips of what you talk about for 5 hours on a live stream? I'm not sure. You may be able to keep it up for 5 hours. solid. I think there might be some awkward silences. Good morning from New Zealand. What time is it in New Zealand? Maybe Richard can let us know. I've been doing some invasive species control with something from New Zealand. 9:04, lazy Saturday morning. Lovely. Yeah, so I've something in the UK called piri piri. Not like you get Nando's, but it's like an invasive species what grows on woodland paths. So we have it somewhere called Stanage in the Peak District, and it grows along the ground, and it kind of smothers all the native small little plants what grow at the side of tracks. And it grows really long. You can get really long pieces, like some of them are like 4 or 5 foot long, and you have to pull it up. And that came from New Zealand originally, and it has like burrs stuck on it. So the burrs, I think it was 1802, I think, if I'm right, that it first came over, and it came up on the sheep's wool. They're transporting some sheep over from New Zealand. It was on the wool and the burrs, and then it spreads around, and it's really clever stuff. So it has these burrs, and I suppose it's the modern day problem is it attaches to the Velcro on your boots or on your walking trousers, waterproof trousers, coats. It gets onto dogs leads. I think it's become that bad in places, especially Northumberland, that when it attaches to a dog or sort of running around and the owners let it run, it's had to go to the vets and get shaved because it's so bad. And the same with birds. Some birds have had to be rescued because they just can't fly because they're so laden with these burrs. It's a bit of a problem. So one of my jobs is piri piri control with volunteers at certain times of year. We have to burn it. That should not be the first thing I think of when I think of New Zealand though. When someone says we're having a lazy Sunday and Saturday morning in New Zealand, I think of piri piri. It's not good, is it? I know YouTube's obviously everywhere, but it never fails to amaze me the people that come on the channel. So like at the minute there's 4 or 5 people on, and when someone from New Zealand on, I regularly get people from Canada, Luxembourg, Denmark, loads of different places in America. Then there'll be someone down the road. There's a guy down the road who watches regularly, who's just bought some chisels with a discount code called Tom. It fascinates me, the people that stumble across the TheStoneRanger channel from all over. Not last week, the week before, we had a few people on from Korea. more to keep going out there. I need a bit round there. Put that chisel down, but I do actually like that chisel. So how do we make him stop him from looking so doughy? It's got to be the eyelids. It's got to be. I think the eyebrows are what they are. I think these are probably slightly too big. I do like them. Oops, there we go. Again. As I said at the beginning, it's a quality setup. When I do get a decent amount of people, if I ever get a decent amount of people watching the channel one day, the trolls are going to have a field day with the stuff I do wrong. It'd be like hitting gold for them. It's a good job I'm not that bothered. Someone said the Spud Man was on ITV the other day. He was on the telly talking about spuds. I think he's been raising money for I forget what the charity was called. He's raising some money for a kidney-based charity. I don't want to say the actual one in case I've got it wrong. It's highly likely I am. There's bits flying in. You see them little bits coming through? I thought they were coming off the brush. The wind's just changed direction. Little bits coming off the fire. Went down into the yard at the workshop today just to look at a couple of bits, pick up a few things. I saw some slate, which I'm going to be carving some slate very soon. I'm going to be carving some knots on some slate, what I've been drawn especially for the channel. And I just wanted to bring some home. I really, really enjoy that, carving the slate. Really take your time, nice and slow. And carving slate's lovely. Although I didn't think you was, to be honest, I thought you got bored and disappeared really quick. I definitely didn't think we was being rude. I was telling a very long-winded story about piri-piri, an invasive species from New Zealand, so probably put it on mute at the perfect time. So what, like I was saying before, I just like to take the tops off of this now, and then I'm going to really make sure I've got the circle. So all I did to get the circle at the beginning is I just went round like this, just roughed it out. So now I need to really make sure I've got it all circled, because you can see at the top it's not quite right here and it's not quite right there. But I want to get the material shifted, then use the needle on it, and I take the top off with this, possibly move on to the bigger hammer. And then once I've got it flatter, it leaves a different effect. What I'm looking for is the effect. I'm not too worried about using the right tools to do the right thing at the right times. They're quite that trick. It's the effect I'm going for. So once I've now done that, what I'll do is, so you can see the difference, I'll get the point, and then I'll do really tight little taps, consistent blows. When I was doing it here, it didn't need to be consistent because it was moving the material. You can see how tight they are compared to these. This was to flatten it, so we went with the chisel first, then I flattened it with the needle, then I've gone back over with the chisel, and then I'm going to get it really tight. This is one of the jobs, if my wife sat in the garden, she can hear me tap in the workshop, that she gets a bit annoyed at fairly quickly because it's repetitive. I don't know about other people's partners, but my wife seems to have a short temper for repetitive things. Especially if I ask her if she's alright. Are you alright? Yeah. Are you sure you're alright? Are you sure you're alright? You don't seem alright. Are you sure you're alright? Well, then that puts her in a bad mood. She's not alright. I've not learned that yet. I've not learned when to shut up. What's the matter? Nothing. You sure? You sure? Well, there is now. You keep bloody asking me. See, that looks different to this, tighter, and that's what we'll do. We'll go all the way around and do that. Just thinking, I hope my wife's not watching, I will be in trouble. Played rugby in Buxton. What do I live? 20 minutes from Buxton. So I live in Bamford, which is like Castleton. So I don't know if you remember Castleton. So that's the bottom of Winnets, and if you go into Winnets over to Buxton, I just live 2 villages round the corner for now. I quite like Buxton. Some nice parts. Some nice parts about Buxton. Like every high street in the UK, it's lacking a little bit. Things shutting down, which is not great. I really need to run the pencil around. I could just see a bit there. So when I was doing the eyes, I was using the half bull nose. short, small little half bullnose, which I found really nice. Nice little shape to it. And the mouth, just use the point in the chisel just to run it round. Make sure he's looking smiley. Beard, I like these running up and drawn to these. That little bit there is my favourite part of the whole thing. That one little bit. I'm going to experiment with different positions to hold the camera tomorrow. It's 9:20 in New Zealand now. Yeah, we've been an experiment. So instead of doing every job on the easel, if you've watched any of my videos, I quite like to have them flat on my workbench on a Lazy Susan, spinning around. I quite like that, it works well. So I might do a few jobs like that when carving. So we're going to have a little experiment tomorrow. And I'll go back to my normal style of carving letters and bits rather than, well, that's what's it classed as, maybe an emoji. Type of rose. Oh, the piri piri. Yeah, I think it is actually. Very small, and it spreads. It's quite a slow spreading thing. Notice the mushroom man's on. Old man's beard. Like this beard. We have quite a few different things. So the main ones I'm dealing with really at work at the moment. Well, not at the moment, but this year I will be. So we've got piri piri, ragwort, Himalayan balsam is a big one. The problem with Himalayan balsam is really pretty. One thing I found out about Himalayan balsam is the seeds, they spread, they can fire up to 7 metres, and they're quite robust things, the seeds. So it looks like an orchid. And what people were doing, people were pulling it, so it grows near river courses, water courses, and it goes down river when there's a flood because it's really shallow rooted. And what people were doing, thinking they were doing a good job, they were pulling it up and then they were chucking it in the green bin. Well, when the green bin goes to the council, they turn it into compost and resell it. So they were just reselling these seeds, this Himalayan balsam around the country. Or around the area, because it is everywhere. I've got a map for work of whereabouts it is to show people, volunteers what are helping, or DV kids. And it's red, and this map's probably like 5 or 6 years old, and there's like massive big red areas. Well, I've got a modern day. The whole country's just, from Scotland, it's just red. You may as well just get a Sharpie, colour it in. We can't help but think, unless we start at the top of the country and work down, we'll never get it under control. I went to Norfolk, there's fields full of the stuff. It's a bit disheartening because I've just spent 4 weeks trying to control it in an area. I went there and it was just everywhere. But same thing again, really pretty. Some people really like it. The bees really like it. It's the pollen on it's a lot sweeter than a lot of our native stuff. So the bees are attracted to that, so they're not pollinating a lot of the native bits. But like lots of invasive species, they just seem to thrive. See, Brian's got a symbol next to his name, and his name's in green. That's because he's a member of the channel. I wonder if he'll be watching on Sunday. So Brian watched this on Wednesday night. I'm sure he'll be able to see a big difference from what it was like on Wednesday night. So I think it's now time for just taking the tops off these. Going around, taking the tops off and then reusing a needle gun and getting this into its right shape. Just looking back at that comment about old man's beard, I'm not sure. Oh, I seem to pull up any information about old man's beard in my brain. I need a refresher on that, or maybe I just don't know about it. I feel like I do. You know, you just mark this back up like this. It's actually quite a nice effect on its own. I quite like it. Keep an eye on that time. A couple of minutes and I'm going to go. I said it'd only be an hour. Stuff to do. I did just think while I was here doing this, I may as well click link it to live in case anybody else wanted to have a look. Just one thing I've learned though, what it shows is the amount of people we get on a Wednesday night tuning in at 7, because they know we do it at 7 on a Wednesday, and people drop in and out and keep on looking, give a thumbs up and say hi, and regular people. It shows the power of advertising it and having that consistent slot. Picking the right project to do, I think. This was just a bit of fun for me. Maybe it's not the most intriguing project for people. They seem to like the tree of life. Well, hopefully we'll get good numbers on Sunday for the charity. I know that, well, at last report I've been told we've sold 180 tickets. Fairly happy with 180 tickets. £180 worth, sorry. That'll be a decent amount of money so far to go to the memorial. Well, that's nice to know that you never get bored. Some of my videos I do watch back. I feel it's important to watch some of them back. Not really the lives, but definitely the videos I make. Well, I watch them as I'm editing them, but then once I've done the final thing and publish it, I do watch it back to try and improve and see where to improve on it. But I did did a podcast. I put it up on the channel for people to watch if one. I really struggled to watch myself on that. That was a hard watch. If you're about, Richard, on Sunday morning, maybe you can drop on. Well, I suppose that'll be, yeah, well, no, it won't work out timing for you. So I'm going to start carving UK time at 10 AM for probably 4 or 5 hours. So that time is not going to work out well for you. But if for some reason you find yourself, I mean, what time would that make that? Need to ask Alexa. Oh, I've not seen Santa on for a while. Get lots of coins, but never, not on a live, not since we were doing the carving one Sunday morning. Look at the difference. So I've just taken the top off of that there. Get a difference up here. It's a lot nicer. It's nowhere near as aggressive there. Guess who is back? feel like I need to guess, but problem is the names next to it. People are coming on to say hello, and I'm not even here for much longer now. This time I'm sculpting. Maybe I'll just move it a little bit so you can see it from the front. So it's just kind of like the local guy in the UK who sells potatoes. He has kind of this emoji of his face. And I've got a big carving coming up at the weekend. So I'm just having some fun. It's just something simple. It's a scrap piece of stone. I'm just having a little bit of fun. I'm just drawing it on and I'm just carving it out. Maybe I'll be able to hold up to the camera and you'll be able to see what I'm going to be carving on Sunday. You can see this. Oh no, I'll have to move it. I'll have to move the camera. Let's have a look. So I'm going to be carving this on Sunday. So this is a football crest, nice piece of stone, all marked on. So it's for the local football team. They're going to be raffling it off a charity. I'll just leave that there for a minute and work on this side. Might just be able to see it better. So I felt once I'd got the camera in one position, I needed to leave it. But actually, it's probably alright to move it around a bit. Maybe I need to remember I'm not Steven Spielberg. I'm just a guy in a shed with a hammer and a chisel and an iPhone. Nice you came back though. Love Matlock Bath. I go fishing. Well, I used to go fishing at Matlock Bath. So just down from Artist Corner. So we used to go to two places. So we used to go down near the pavilion on the river there. That was quite nice to go with my dad. No, we don't go there so much anymore. But I do like Matlock. My dad used to live in Matlock. So if you remember it, if you remember in Matlock, so a hotel on the corner, what used to look over the river at the bridge, my dad, his brother, and my nan and granddad lived there. He used to go to school, he used to pretend to go to school, and he used to jump over and jump down, and jump down and go fishing in the river for the day, and then his brother, my uncle, would whistle him on his way back. So it's time to go home. I've actually got a house on our online Rightmove viewing platform, whatever that you call it. You don't put them in a basket because I'm not going to buy multiple houses, but you kind of put them somewhere to save them. For Matlock, you might go and view it. Tick, 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 tick. Nice work. It's well, if you think it's nice work, stick a thumbs up on. When you were playing rugby for Buxton, Richard, did you pink ragwork instead of yellow? Yes, I was going to say before I got distracted then, if you were used to play rugby for Buxton in the Buxton League, would you be playing teams in the Hope Valley? Can't imagine there'd be too many teams around. You'd think they'd be playing each other, seeing as though you're only 20 minutes away. Quite satisfying, you know, brushing it off like that. Also have this brush, which I quite like. Where did I put it? Oh, where's it gone? Oh, it's here. Quite like using really soft, like buffing brush. I'm over my slotted time. Told myself an hour. Well, actually, told myself 45 minutes, but it says, you know, you'll go over, so an hour. Well, definitely over. Problem is, I've got stuff to do. Another thumbs up. We're on 4. Oh, the rugby. Yeah. It's rugby weekend. Go Ireland. One of my friends is a big Irish fan. He's I work with a big Welsh fan. Be nice to see how people get on. Also intrigued to see how England get on tomorrow. Well, middle of the night with the cricket. I think they've just got a couple of late wickets. Well, just give them a little bit of hope. Not a lot, but a little bit. Going to miss some sport actually on Sunday while I'm busy. Maybe someone will have to come on and tell me what's happening with the sport. I had an interesting fact to tell everybody. My daughter told me earlier who the Greek god for crafting was. So there'd be like the Greek god of joinery, stonemasonry, and I completely forgot. I'll have to try and remember for next Wednesday. Unless any of you know. Do you know these cheap chisels, what were reviewed weeks back now, they're always on my bench. I'm always picking them up. I'm using them in between my normal chisels what I use. But they're there. They're always there. I actually spoke to somebody who does carving lessons, and they recommend their students buy these chisels first starting out. It's awkward around the camera. Oh. I am going to have to call it a day. I've got stuff to do. I cook tea. Well, I cook tea most evenings actually. Me and my wife have a deal. I do most of the cooking and she does most of the cleaning. And I quite like cooking. Get some music on or listen to some sport and I cook tea. But the problem is when I cook tea, the kitchen looks like it's absolutely been destroyed. So I best go and load the dishwasher. And I've also made My wife doesn't know yet, but I've made a couple of creme caramels and they're in the fridge. So I'm going to have them. So the time is 10 to 9. I'm getting loaded this one. I might even watch a film because I'm not at work tomorrow. I've not been at work today. I have been to the gym. Watch a film. And a sneaky creme caramel. So hopefully you'll be able to join me on Sunday. Oh, Brian and Liz are both correct. Look at that. 10 points. Rich is going to try and come on at 10 o'clock on Sunday. That'll be nice. Spud brand's pretty much finished. That's my bit of fun done with. I'll best get back to doing some proper bits and bobs. Thanks for watching. I'll well, hopefully I'll see some of you Sunday. If not, maybe next Wednesday. Keep an eye out for different bits on the channel, and I'll see you soon.